All right, Steve Denys here, Director of Marketing and Product Development, Maizex Seeds, joined by agronomy lead Henry Prinzen. Henry, one of the questions that we still get, I know you get, is planting depth. Corn, depending on our conditions, and some people want to keep it the same depth, some people want to change it up and down depending on moisture. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Steve, it's an important question, right? In our previous AgroMinute here, we kind of discussed, the forecast, what time it is in May, should we be changing things and thinking? And the reality is, like we said in the last time, patience is key, but then making sure your planting depth is right. Just because we're planting late, and if it's wet, we're not going to up how deep we plant. We're not going to plant at an inch because we want that corn out of the ground faster. We need to be planting at a 2-inch depth minimum, because we have planter bounce, right? You guys are going through the fields nice and fast, and just because you have it set at 2 doesn't mean every seed's at 2. Some are going to be at 1 3/4 inches, some are going to be 1.5 inches, some are going to be at 2.5. Me, I'm a 2 1/4 guy, like just under 2. I like to see it snugged under 2, and that's when you have that trench nice and level and firm down, not the little humps, right? Get her nice and flat, get her down to 2 1/4. A lot of Maizex research, Chuck Belanger did a few years ago, 3 inches was better than 2 inches more often than not. Was it 3 inches? I think the moral of the story there is, if in doubt, always go a notch deeper, not an inch shallow, or not a notch shallower, right? Yeah. And, it's important with beans too. We need to think about planting depth.
Yes.
Get them into moisture, but no deeper. Don't be aiming for 2.5 inches on beans. They don't like to come out that deep. Yeah, get them to moisture where we know we're in a good moisture level, but no deeper. Let's not sink them to China. That's not a good strategy with beans.
And with corn, the key point is on your planter bounce, because even with hydraulic down pressure, you still get some movement. So,
absolutely. Yeah. And with beans, mentioning that too, you do need to find a good spot, especially if you're with a drill, because you're going to be all over the place. But don't go too deep.
Yeah, and beans are a little more forgiving. So.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, let's do it right the first time. Let's try and get it done for this spring, and that's our AgroMinute for today.